I mean, it might just have been a case that the run was needed. As I mentioned in the paddock, the market going into that race, sent off favourite, suggested that maybe was relatively straight, but the market can just be wrong. And yeah, there is a chance that she is better for it and she takes a jump forward, but she would need to. I suppose on last season's form, you're giving her a little bit of a chance. There's one or two runs that certainly make a fairly significant player in a race of this nature. But I keep coming back to Snow Dragon with a big claim off his back. Gregor Walkinshaw, couple of winners for the yard last year. He's had a few running well without having hit the target so far this season. But £10 is a lot to be taken off a horse's back, and with the step up in trip likely to suit, I just felt that he really was the way to go. If you were looking on the negative, would say maybe a more galloping track would perhaps suit, but he's been fine really over 2 miles, just looking like he wanted a little bit further, and he gets that today.
And was suspected that Dom Hislop had a shoulder injury. It turned out to be a collarbone. We saw him walk past
you
gingerly.
Could be a doctor.
Yeah, no, we did.
You diagnosed it, didn't you?
You could just see the way he was holding on to it. It was one of the most painful injuries that can get.
Yeah, to be fair, he looked in a good bit of pain. We were sort of looking and thinking, well, there's a jockey change later on, and
Shane Fenlon,
hopefully he's okay fairly soon.
Right, starting to line up then for the seventh race and final race of the day. Let's go back up to Alan.
Thanks, Gordon. Just making that turn towards the starter now. Start for the race just after the all-weather strip away from the stands. Flags are now raised. So flags up. Field advancing on the starting area for a final race this afternoon. Starter has them, and they're off. Racing away. It's 2 miles, 4 furlongs and a yard for the 100% Racing TV Profits Back to Racing Conditional Jockeys Handicap Hurdle Race, and its Darkest Day. One of the bigger priced ones in the field that will lead early on under Aaron Anderson. From in second, Spirial. Then to the outside, Jacana. Wider still is Mallow Blanc, and between those is Rory the Cat as they jump over flight number 1. The front runners all quite tightly grouped over that, but they've all got over okay and quickly now go towards their second jump. Darkest Day and Jacana from Mallow Blanc wider in the red. Then Spiriol in the 2 shades of blue, the cheap pieces, ahead of Rory the Cat. Cage Rattler and Speed Davis race together. With those couple of runners is 2 Old Pals. Then the grey Snow Dragon, Evenwood Son of a Gun, is second to last. There was a mistake there from the mare. Away she goes, and she was over in the final placing. So on towards the end of the back this time round. Not much in it for the lead. Darkest Day, perhaps just in front again now, from Mallow Blanc, who's now the mount of Shane Fenlon. Right behind him is Jacana and Connor Rabbit, who's chasing a treble on the card here at Musselburgh this afternoon. Then Spirial and Rory the Cat. They're in 4th and 5th. A little break then back to Cage Rattler. Is matching strides around the bend with Speed Davis. Snow Dragon and 2 Old Pals are together as well. And then Evenwood Son of a Gun. And away she goes after that mistake down the back has been encouraged along. Into the home straight this time. And towards their next flight, number 4, Mallow Blanc and Darkest Day. They jump it together. 2 lengths then to Jacana. And Spiriol, near side the light blue and white for Rory the Cat. In the mauve and black is Speed Davis. This will break them back to find the others, headed by 2 Old Pals and Cage Rattler, then Snow Dragon. Evenwood Son of a Gun. And away she goes as they jump over that middle flight up the home straight. Darkest Day. Darkest Day from Mallow Blanc, Spiriol and Jacana. Jacana dark blue there with the red spots. Then Rory the Cat. Ahead of far-sided Speed Davis. Then Cage Rattler, the big white face. Snow Dragon, the grey. From 2 Old Pals, the top weight under Connor McCann. Further behind to Evenwood Son of a Gun. And away she goes, just about last of all. But there's only about 6 or 7 lengths between the whole field. So the lap to go. It's Darkest Day by a length. Going over the all-weather turn now. From Mallow Blanc in second. Jacana to the inside is Spiriol. They're in 3rd and 4th. Then Speed Davis, Cage Rattler and Rory the Cat lined up against each other. Then Snow Dragon and 2 Old Pals and Evenwood Son of a Gun. And away she goes, is still last, and once again just getting a bit of a shake of the reins before they run into the far side again. They've got 6 more flights of hurdles left to take in this conditional jockey's handicap. It's Darkest Day from Mallow Blanc in second, Jacana Speriol, then Speed Davis and Cage Rattler from Rory the Cat, and then Snow Dragon even with Son of a Gun. In amongst them is 2 Old Pals, and last of all is Away She Goes. Now to the middle jump over on the far side. Flight number 8. Darkest Day from Mallow Blanc. Jacana lands in third. Then Spiriol, even with Son of a Gun, is getting closer from Rory the Cat. Behind Rory the Cat, then is Cage Rattler. And then Speed Davis and 2 Old Pals wider from Snow Dragon. Speed Davis had a peck on landing over that one. Away She Goes is still being ridden along. Racing now towards the end of the far side. Darkest Day is still just about with the head in front from Mallow Blanc, who runs in second. Back in third is Jacana. In fourth then is Spiriol. In front of even with Son of a Gun in the purple and the pink, and then Cage Rattler and Rory the Cat and Snow Dragon and Speed Davis. And they're about to take that far bend now, with Darkest Day the leader by 3 parts of a length from Mallow Blanc, and then Jacana and even with Son of a Gun and Spiriol and Rory the Cat. Then Cage Rattler. These are then followed by Away She Goes, Snow Dragon and Speed Davis and 2 Old Pals. They begin to race their way towards home then. They've got 3 to take. It's Darkest Day. Darkest Day ridden along in front. Mallow Blanc in second, red and blue. Then came Jacana. Spiriol's in contention as well, even with Son of a Gun, Snow Dragon and Speed Davis, the next ones. And the field with plenty of chances as they race now down towards 2 out in this concluding race. And Spiriol now joins issue with Jacana up top. Darkest Day losing a bit of ground. The grey Snow Dragon coming into it. So too Speed Davis in mauve and black silks there to the left-hand side as they race over 2 out. Spiriol made a mistake. Speed Davis is looking to challenge Snow Dragon back in third. They're now leaving behind Jacana and Mallow Blanc, racing down towards the final third of hurdles. It's Speed Davis and Spiriol pretty much together. Snow Dragon over in third. Spiriol to the near side. Far side, there is Speed Davis. Speed Davis and Spiriol to battle it out. Snow Dragon back in third. Half a furlong to go. It's Speed Davis now finding a length over Spiriol on the run towards the line. Snow Dragon back in third. Heading up to the finish now. It's Speed Davis. Doubling the car for trainer Don McCain. Speed Davis. Speed Davis beating Spiriol. Back in third, Snow Dragon clear from Cage Rattler and then Jacana.
It's a quick fire.